Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic and sought-after U.S. coins, the Liberty Mercury Head 1 dime coin. His legendary silver dime, minted between 1916 and 1945, holds a timeless beauty and unimaginable value that continues to rise in today's rare coin market. Whether you're holding a 1916D, a 1942-41 overdate, or any other year, you could be sitting on a hidden fortune worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. In this video, we'll uncover the history, hidden errors, mint marks, and real-time values that make the Mercury dime one of the most collectible and valuable coins in American history. So stay tuned till the end, because your small silver dime could be your biggest treasure yet. The 1944 Mercury dime is one of the most captivating silver treasures ever struck by the United States Mint. A coin so small, yet carrying the weight of history, artistry, and unimaginable value for those lucky enough to own a rare specimen. Minted during the final years of World War II, this coin was more than just 10 cents. It was a symbol of freedom, hope, and resilience. The coin features the beautiful image of Liberty wearing a wing cap, often mistaken for the Roman god Mercury. Hence the name Mercury dime. Those wings represent freedom of thought, a powerful message during a time when the world was fighting to preserve liberty itself. Each 1944 dime was struck in 90% silver, giving it a natural brilliance that still shines today, even after decades of circulation. The D mint mark, found on the reverse beside the base of the torch, marks it as being minted in Denver. And for collectors, that tiny letter could be the key to a life-changing fortune if the coin is in perfect, untouched condition. The story of the 1944 Mercury dime begins at a time when America was standing strong amid war. Silver was a precious resource. Yet the U.S. Mint continued producing these dimes as a statement of confidence and continuity. Every one of these coins carries that wartime energy, the resilience of a nation that refused to break. Millions were struck, but few survived in flawless mint condition. Over the years, time has worn away many examples, and that's where rarity begins to emerge. A single 1944 D Mercury dime in exceptional condition, with its mirror-like luster and razor-sharp details, can fetch astonishing prices in today's market. Collectors and investors are constantly on the hunt for these pristine examples because they represent the perfect marriage of beauty, history, and scarcity. While the average piece might trade for a few dollars, the highest graded error marked or proof-like coins have reached values beyond imagination, with some rare varieties selling for tens or even hundreds of thousands, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. But the real magic of this coin lies in its design and symbolism. Adolf A. Weinman, the sculptor behind the Mercury dime, poured artistry into every line and curve. Liberty's youthful face, crowned with wings of thought, captured the nation's spirit, intelligent, bold, and forward-looking. The reverse design, with its fasces, a bundle of sticks symbolizing unity and strength, alongside an olive branch of peace, perfectly balanced a message of power and harmony. This wasn't just a coin, it was a work of art, a silent promise of peace and progress. In the hands of soldiers, factory workers, and families, the Mercury dime traveled across the country, symbolizing hope during one of history's darkest hours. That emotional connection adds an invisible layer of value, one that transcends a market price and speaks to the heart of collectors everywhere. Today, the 1944 Mercury dime stands as a shimmering reminder of American endurance and artistry. Its silver gleam catches the light like a beacon from another era, one where courage and craftsmanship defined a nation. If you are fortunate enough to find one with that rare Denver mint mark, untouched by time, you could be holding a coin capable of transforming your fortune overnight. Such coins have stunned the market before, with their auction prices soaring into unbelievable figures, proving that something as small as a dime can hold the power of destiny itself. So, before you let go of that shining 1944 Mercury dime, look at it closely. Its beauty, its history, and its silver heart may be the key to a fortune that could change your life forever. The 1928 Mercury dime is one of those glittering silver treasures that seems to hold the heartbeat of America's past within its tiny, shining face. Struck in an era of hope, struggle, and craftsmanship, this 10-cent coin carries far more than its face value. It carries history, art, and a promise of fortune. Designed by the master engraver Adolf A. Weinman, the coin features the beautiful winged liberty head, often mistaken for the Roman god Mercury, symbolizing freedom of thought and the soaring spirit of a young nation. Each glint of silver tells a story of roaring prosperity and the silent resilience that would soon face the Great Depression. But what truly sets the 1928 Mercury dime apart is its scarcity in top condition and its powerful lure to collectors who know that sometimes the smallest coins can hold the greatest worth. In 1928, the U.S. Mint released this dime in limited quantities, with production split between Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The D Mint mark, stamped proudly on the reverse near the base of the fasces, represents the Denver Mint, and is the key to unimaginable value. The Denver Mint didn't produce as many dimes that year as other locations, and many of the ones that entered circulation were worn down by time and trade. That means finding a 1928 D Mercury dime today in pristine, uncirculated condition is like striking silver lightning. Collectors call it a dream coin, one that combines rarity, beauty, and historical soul. When a coin like that appears in top grade, especially with its full band showing clearly across the fasces on the reverse, it can command jaw-dropping prices in today's market. It's no exaggeration to say that the best examples have the power to transform a modest find into a life-changing fortune. The 1928 D Mercury dime shines not only for its rarity, but also for a connection to a golden chapter of American minting. This was an era when every coin was sculpted with artistic care, not mass-produced with modern machinery. The detail in Liberty's hair, the wings of thought rising from her cap, and the tightly bound fasces with an olive branch in reverse all represent balance between strength and peace. That artistic perfection is why collectors fall in love with the Mercury dime series, and why the 1928 D stands at its heart. Over the decades, many of these dimes were lost, melted down for their silver, or simply vanished through time, leaving only a handful of survivors that sparkle with untouched brilliance. When one of these appears in auction, it's not just a sale, it's an event. Today, the 1928 D Mercury dime holds an almost mythical place in the United States coin market. Ordinary circulated pieces might fetch only modest amounts, but high-grade examples can rise into the tens of thousands, and some unique specimens with flawless luster and perfect strike have crossed into the realm of six figures. To collectors, that's not just silver, it's living history, frozen in time and wrapped in beauty. So if you ever come across this small silver masterpiece, don't overlook it or trade it lightly. You may be holding a rare survivor of America's artistic golden age, a coin whose quiet shine could rewrite your fortune overnight. The 1928 D Mercury dime isn't just money. It's a symbol of endurance, freedom, and a hidden power that sometimes rests within the smallest treasures. The 1919 Mercury dime is one of those breathtaking pieces of American history that seem to shimmer with mystery, beauty, and unbelievable worth. Minted over a century ago, this coin is not just silver. It's a story frozen in time, a tiny masterpiece from an era of rebirth and resilience after World War I. The Mercury dime, designed by the legendary sculptor Adolf A. Weinman, features Lady Liberty wearing a wing cap, symbolizing freedom of thought and the soaring spirit of America. Many mistake her for the Roman god Mercury, hence the nickname, but in truth, she represents the nation's youthful energy, determination, and hope for a brighter future. When you hold a 1919 Mercury dime, especially one with mint mark like D for Denver or S for San Francisco, you're not just holding silver. You're holding the spark of America's roaring 1920s dream before it even began. The 1919 Mercury dime is struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, which gives it that soft, graceful glow that no modern coin can replicate. Over decades, many of these coins were lost, melted, or worn down through circulation, making high-grade survivors exceedingly rare and valuable. Those few that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition, with their sharp details, lustrous surfaces, and fully defined bands on the fasces on reverse, are treasures beyond measure. Collectors worldwide know the 1919 Mercury dime is among the key early-date issues of the series, and when it carries a mint mark, its value can climb dramatically. The 1919D and 1919S mint mark dimes are the true gems, Extremely scarce in top condition and capable of fetching tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands at auction. For the right variety, the right grade, and the right collector, the worth of this dime can seem utterly unimaginable. What gives a 1919 Mercury dime its magic is the blend of artistry, rarity, and emotional connection. It was born at a time when America was redefining itself. Soldiers returning home, industries booming, and people yearning for progress. This coin circulated through hands that built the modern age, through the Great Depression, World War II, and beyond. Each scratch, each glint of silver tells a human story. That's why owning one feels different. You're not just looking at money. You're looking at living history, a coin that survived a century of change and still gleams with pride. In the world of collectors, this emotional link fuels demand, driving up prices beyond logical limits. The 1919 Mercury dime represents something that can't be replaced, a moment of national rebirth, captured in silver, passed from generation to generation. So, if you ever come across a 1919 Mercury dime, especially with a D or S mint mark, don't underestimate it or spend it lightly. You could be holding a fortune, a coin capable of changing your life overnight. Its gleaming silver is more than metal. It's a symbol of endurance and prosperity. In today's market, rare high-grade examples have the power to make headlines, reaching unbelievable sums that can make you a millionaire, even a billionaire overnight in the right conditions. But beyond its price tag, the 1919 Mercury dime holds something greater, the spirit of America itself, engraved in beauty and preserved in time. If you're lucky enough to own one, treasure it, because it's not just a dime, it's destiny minted in silver. The 1937 Mercury dime is one of the most fascinating and eye-catching silver coins ever minted in the history of the United States of America. When you hold this dime in your hand, you're not just holding 10 cents. You're holding a piece of timeless beauty, artistry, and hidden fortune. Struck during a time when America was finding its strength again after the Great Depression, the Mercury dime stands as a shining symbol of hope, resilience, and rebirth. The coin's design, featuring Lady Liberty wearing a wing cap, often mistaken for the Roman god Mercury, represents freedom of thought, speed, and progress. Made of 90% silver, the 1937 Mercury dime carries both metal and emotional value, its gentle shine reflecting the nation's journey through struggle and recovery. That's why collectors across the world call it the Silver Angel of Fortune. The 1937 issue, especially those struck with a mint mark, hold incredible power in the collector's market today. Coins bearing a tiny D or S mint mark beneath the torch on the reverse, standing for Denver or San Francisco, are considered particularly desirable. The Denver mint pieces, in top condition, are known to reach astounding values among numismatists and investors. Over the decades, most Mercury dimes were used heavily in circulation, leaving very few in the flawless, mirror-like condition that collectors crave. That scarcity fuels their value. A perfectly preserved 1937 Mercury dime, showing all its fine details, the feathers and the wings, the sharp torch lines, the crisp lettering, can bring staggering prices at auction. In rare cases, certain minting errors or proof-like strikes can push its worth into jaw-dropping ranges that make headlines and change the owner's fortune overnight. What truly sets the Mercury dime apart is its story. A coin born during one of the toughest times in American history, when silver coins carried not just monetary value, but emotional comfort. Every 1937 dime that survives today is a survivor from an era of breadlines, radio dreams, and roaring optimism for a better tomorrow. It jingled in the pockets of workers, soldiers, and families trying to rebuild their lives. It passed from hand to hand in a country, rediscovering its confidence. That history gives a coin a human heartbeat, something beyond silver weight or market price. Holding one feels like touching a fragment of 1930s America itself, frozen in time and shining with quiet pride. The Mercury dime's beauty also plays a huge role in its desirability. Designed by the legendary sculptor Adolf A. Weinman, the coin was intended to symbolize liberty, speed, and idealism. Its intricate design has made it one of the most beloved pieces of American coinage ever produced. Even today, collectors praise it as one of the most artistic coins ever minted by the United States. The way light glides over Liberty's wings and torch almost gives the coin a lifelike presence. For many, owning a 1937 Mercury dime isn't just a hobby. It's a connection to an age of craftsmanship and meaning long before machines took over design. In today's market, the 1937 Mercury dime stands as a treasure that could change anyone's life. Though millions were made, only a handful survive in untouched, near-perfect brilliance, and those are the ones worth unimaginable sums. Imagine discovering one tucked away in an old jewelry box, or in a forgotten roll of coins. That tiny silver piece could carry enough value to transform your world, perhaps even make you a millionaire overnight. It's more than just a coin, it's a key to history, art, and destiny all in one. So if you ever come across a 1937 Mercury dime with that glimmering D mint mark, don't let it slip through your fingers or spend it at face value. Guard it, treasure it, because you might just be holding a piece of silver magic, a coin with the power to turn ordinary fortune into everlasting legacy.